Hi everyone, welcome back to a new post today, and let's look at the most important points for July 2nd with regard to the upcoming UPSC preliminary examination of 2025. And the very first, so there are very few points today. Usually I have a good number of issues, but I must have covered them previously, so very few points today. The first one is about the fact checking unit. Now this unit has been in use with regard to fake news or false information with regard to the government. Now you have to remember that there was something called as the IT rules, which were amended, and the IT rules were pronounced in 2021. Under these IT rules, the Ministry of Information Broadcasting, Government of India constituted a fact-checking unit, and that's under the Press Information Bureau, through which the government notifies many of its program, policies and also schemes as well. So the PIB, or the Press Information Bureau, now established a fact-checking unit with the purpose of tackling the issue of fake news pertaining to the Government of India, its various departments, ministries, public sector undertakings and other central government organizations as well. Now this unit verifies claims about the government policies, regulations, announcements and measures, and through an establishment of rigorous fact-checking procedure is carried on by this PIB fact-checking unit, and it helps in dispelling the myths, rumors and false claims, and also provides accurate and reliable information to the public. So recently this was in use because the Bombay High Court was hearing a series of petitions with regard to the fact-checking unit. And the next most important issue is with regard to the motion of thanks to the President's address. Now we have to remember that the Governor and the President of India have in the status of the head of the state, at the central level, and also with regard to the state level, they have specific responsibilities of addressing the House at the beginning session of the first year after the first session after the general election, and also the first session at the beginning of a new year. So with regard to the President, the articles that deal with this are Article 86 and 87. Article 86 provides that the President may address either House of the Parliament or both houses assembled together, and for that purpose require the attendance of the members. However, since the commencement of the Constitution, this occasion there has not been any occasion when the President has addressed either House or both houses assembled together under the provisions of this article. Article 87 provides that a special address by the President, it provides at the commencement of the first session after each general election, as we have now, to the House of the People, and the commencement of the first session of each year, the President shall address both houses of the Parliament assembled together and inform the houses the causes of its summon, and such an address is called as the special address, and it is also an annual feature because it is the first thing that happens after in the new year, that is in the month of January. So no other business is transacted till the President has addressed both houses of the Parliament assembled together, and the time and the date of the President address is notified by the parliamentary bulletin. So what exactly now is a motion of thanks to the President's address? Now clause 2 of Article 87 itself says that that there shall be rules made for regulating the procedure of either House of the Parliament for the allotment of time for discussion of matters referred to in the President's address. After the address, a general discussion takes place in both houses on the motion of thanks moved by a member and seconded by another member. Normally the Prime Minister replies to the points raised during the discussion. Members who are to move and second the motion are selected by the Prime Minister, and the notice of such a motion is received through the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. The discussion on the address is set down in the list of the business 2 to 3 days after the President's address, and the scope of the discussion in the address is very wide, and also the members have the liberty to speak on every matter of either national and international importance as well, and also other issues as well. Now generally 3 days are allotted to the discussion of the motion of thanks. Notwithstanding that a day has been allotted for the discussion on the President's address, a motion of motion or the motions for leave to introduce bills or other business of formal character may be transacted before the House commences or continues the discussion on the address, and also the discussion on the special address of the President can be postponed in favor of an urgent bill or other business, and the time allotted by the House for the motion of thanks is distributed among the various political parties based on the proportion of the strength in the House, and this is very important for you to remember. And the most important next issue is about Andy Murray. Now he was in news because he withdrew from the men's single, so he is a tennis champion, and now we have been observing from the last 2 years the focus of UPSC is also going to sports as well. And the next is about the budget session of the Parliament. Now we have 3 sessions of the Parliament. That's the budget session, the monsoon session, and the winter session of the Parliament. The winter is the shortest, the budget is the longest, and now we are going to have the budget to be introduced by the new government in July 25th. So the budget session usually is in the month of February. So it starts with the beginning in the first year. The first session of the Parliament is the budget session of the Parliament, and thereafter it continues up till May with a break so that the discussion can happen on the demands for drafts, etc. And the budget session, so the Parliament says that there should not be a gap of more than 6 months between 2 sittings of the Parliament, and therefore they have to meet within 6 months. So generally, usually we now have 3 sessions, and this is followed even at the state level as well. The next most important issue is regard to bird flu. So with regard to the previous issue, with regard to budget session, now when the session is prorogued, and recently the session of after the session of the House has been adjourned sine die. So when it is prorogued, there is the effect on certain bills of the House as well, especially with regard to Lok Sabha. So these are some of the important points that you need to remember. And the last and the final issue is about bird flu, now which is also called as avian influenza. It is a type of viral infection that spreads in birds. Sometimes human can also get the infection from the infected animals, and wild aquatic birds are the primary host of the avian influenza virus, which is endemic in many bird populations. Now avian influenza virus is shed in saliva, mucus, the fecus of the infected birds. Other infected animals may shed bird flu viruses in respiratory secretions and other body fluids like cow milk, etc. So this is about a brief about bird flu. Please look into more detail about it. What exactly is H1N1 also. So these are some of the issues that I thought I should be discussing with you for July 2nd, and tomorrow let me see you with another new set of issues for July 3rd. If you did like, please do like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to comment at the end of the video, and I shall see you in my next post. Until then, it's very happy learning.